I also wondered for you, one of the things that you talked about, and you may or may not remember in the workshop, was just the practice of being a writer, being in community,
Yeah.
being in some ways a good steward of the gift. And I was curious, at this point, you've written 6 books, you've directed an amazing center for poetry, you've been an educator, you've had your work translated in many, many languages, work set to music. You've done all of these things while still pouring back into community. What, or do you even think of, but if you do, um, what's next? Like, what is the thing that want to do or would love to try or have a curiosity about that hasn't happened yet? I mean, without giving you, spilling all your tea, but I'm just like, where do you go
No.
from
Yeah, yeah,
here?
yeah. I mean, well, I think I'll continue to deepen the things that I have done, but I would love the experience of working with a composer and actually being part of the piece that was performed. That was just extraordinary. And it opened me up, I think, to the idea of even further collaboration, because normally as a poet, I write in solitude. I think that's going to continue to be my principal practice. But I liked that idea just to talk about community, of the way in which it's orchestrated quite differently when you're in a musical setting and performance. You're working with a conductor, you're working with the composer, the chorus. It's collaborative. It's in the moment.
Right.
The poem on the page is fixed, and then when you give a reading, that's a similar like performance. So I think that's interesting to me to continue to do. Translation is the area that I would like to move into more. Specifically, I need to improve Spanish to do so in my mind. I've done a few poems already from Spanish to English, but I'm always feeling it's not sufficient. So, and I translated actually for a project. Alicia Ostreicher wanted everyone to translate the poem at the base of the Statue of Liberty into other languages as part of a pushback against Trump's anti-immigration policy. And I translated it into Patois, which is the first time I've ever tried anything like that. I've never attempted to, I just don't do that. But I found that these experiences, limited as they were, have inspired me to think about that as another way to give back to the tradition of poetry and other poets in a different context than I have so far practiced, principally as a teacher. Sometimes as an editor. I guest edited with Malika Booker.
Yes.
A special issue in the UK of African American, Caribbean, Black British women and women identifying poets. And, that kind of work exposes me, enlarges me, exposes me to other writers and thereby enlarges me. So I suppose that's what translation can further do. I'd like to practice more of it.
I want to see that.
Well, what I need to do is find a time when my children are grown. This is my vision, to go and actually spend time in Latin America, where I'm forced to speak Spanish again. When I'm forced, it's amazing that I can remember it, but otherwise I don't speak it and haven't for decades. So I need that to be part of the practice, I think, because I like my ear to guide me as a poet.